Okay, let's talk about the iPod. iPods changed the way we all listen to music, and the iPod is the most popular music player of all time. In fact, we've sold over 350 million iPods, and we add millions and millions to this every quarter. But like Tim said, we don't do this just for the numbers. iPod and music are part of the DNA of the company, and we love music. And we have the most loved family of music players that there is. And we're going to make some exciting changes to the lineup today. So let's start first with the iPod Nano. So the Nano from the very beginning was about the best ultra-portable music experience. And we've had 6 amazing generations of the iPod Nano. But when we looked to create a new iPod Nano, we really wanted to take the opportunity to reinvent the Nano. And if we were going to reinvent it and make it an even better music player, well, what elements would we want to create and give to the Nano to do just that? Well, for one, we'd want to give it a really large display to make it easy to navigate and experience your music. We'd want to have really easy-to-use controls. We'd want to make it thin and light and make it out of the highest quality, lightest weight materials with precision engineering. And of course, we'd want to give it the latest technologies like the Lightning connector. Well, that's just what we did with the all-new Nano. The new 7th generation iPod Nano, which is by far the best Nano we've ever created, and here it is. It is incredibly ultra-portable and ultra-light. As you see it in your hand there, it is really small, and it's that perfect size and shape for your hand. And ultra-portable, of course, means ultra-thin. And it is only 5 millimeters thin. Almost 40% thinner than the iPod Nano it replaces. And the thinnest iPod Nano we've ever created. And despite its small size, we've given it really big, easy-to-use controls. So you can control your volume, as well as even play, pause your music, or go forward and backward through your list without ever having to look at your display. But when you do look at your display, you're going to love it, because it's the biggest display we've ever put in an iPod Nano at 2.5 inches. And it's a multi-touch display. And we've redesigned the home screen and given it a new home button. So you can always go back to this home screen from no matter where you're at. It's super easy to use. And of course, it's an iPod Nano, so it comes in a collection of really fun colors. 7 different colors. And if you notice, we've color matched the wallpaper of the iPod Nanos to match the beautiful enclosure of the iPod Nano, so you can now experience the color on the front as well as the back. It's really beautiful. And of course, that bigger screen is great for experiencing your music even better. Full album art, song information, touch controls, all up in the screen at the same time. And we've integrated an FM tuner that even has live pause. So you can pause your FM or go back and listen to something again. And of course, the Nano is a fantastic photo viewer. And with multi-touch, you can simply pinch and zoom your photos. And we're bringing video back to the iPod Nano. And it's widescreen video, and as you notice, we have a wide aspect display, so it uses every pixel of that display to a really beautiful video. And we're building fitness and a pedometer right into the Nano. So that means you can track your runs and your walks and integrate with Nike Plus right out of the box. Nothing extra to have to buy. It's fantastic. And one of the biggest requests we've had was for Bluetooth. So we're integrating Bluetooth for the first time to the iPod Nano so you can stream your music wirelessly to speakers like your Jambox, wireless headphones, and of course even your car, all without ever having to plug it in. But when you do plug it in, of course, as you would expect, we've given it the all-new Lightning connector Super small, super durable, reversible, easy to use. So the new Nano, more beautiful than any Nano we've done, more portable, more feature-rich, but also more battery life. The longest battery life we've ever had in a Nano with up to 30 hours of music playback. So this is the all-new 7th generation iPod Nano. I hope you love it as much as I do, because I love it. Next, let's talk about the iPod Touch. The iPod Touch is the most popular iPod we make, and it's the world's most popular music player. But what a lot of people don't realize is it's actually the world's most popular game player as well, with access to over 175,000 game and entertainment apps. And with Game Center, you're connected to a network of over 150 million game players. But it's not just a great music player and great game player, it's a great iOS device. And we wanted to take everything that customers love about the iPod Touch and make it even better with an all-new 5th generation iPod Touch. And here it is, the best iPod Touch we've ever made. And when you turn it on the side, you're going to be amazed because it's only 6 millimeters thin. Not just the thinnest iPod Touch we've ever done, it's almost as thin as the iPod Nano, yet it's a touch. And when you pick it up, you'll hardly believe the weight of it. It is incredibly light. It's the lightest iPod Touch we've ever created. So thin and light, again, perfect for your pocket, perfect for taking with you wherever you go. And we've made it out of this really high quality anodized aluminum with an amazing finish. And on the bottom, you'll see that we have a headphone jack, speaker, and of course, a lightning connector. But I know the thing you probably noticed first and foremost was that display. It is exactly the same 4-inch Retina display that we have in the iPhone 5. And that means we were able to increase the screen size of the iPod Touch without sacrificing any portability or any of the one-handed operation. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, the bigger display is great for experiencing everything better that iPod Touch users love, like your music. Again, full album art, song information, touch controls all up in the screen at the same time. Easier to navigate through your long list of music. Perfectly matched for widescreen video, again, using every pixel of that display. And of course, even a better and more immersive game experience. So that's the new design and new display of the iPod Touch. And we made it faster. So we're bringing the A5 chip to the iPod Touch, which brings dual-core processing to the iPod Touch for the first time, which not only doubles the performance from where the A4 was on the 4th generation iPod Touch, but even more importantly, the dual-core graphics can increase the graphics performance by up to 7 times where we were with the A4. And what that means is that we can do things with the new iPod Touch you just couldn't do with the 4th generation iPod Touch. And to give you an example of that, I'd like to invite up a developer, Torsten Ryle from Natural Motion Games, to give you an example of something he's working on that takes advantage of the new iPod Touch. Torsten?
Thanks, Josh. Thank you. Hi. We're here to show you something that we think is unlike anything you've seen before. We're here to show you Clumsy Ninja, a next-generation interactive toy running on the new iPod Touch. Now, until now, game characters have been based on playback animation. Today, we're showing for the first time a character that is based on a real-time simulation of his body, of his muscles, and of his central nervous system. This means that Clumsy Ninja is self-aware, aware of his environment, and fully interactive. So Barkley here is interacting with the ninja now, and you can see that he's lifting his arm, and the ninja is noticing that. Now he can lift his other arm as well, and pull him a little bit to the right, and you see that he is reacting to that in real time. Now we can even pick him up a little and flick him up into the air, and the ninja is landing on his 2 feet. And the reason he's able to do that is because the iPod Touch is calculating all the required body motions in real time, which we think is amazing. Now, Clumsy Ninja probably didn't like that very much, but he does like being tickled. So Barkley can select the tickle feather and tickle him a little bit. So he likes that to a point and has decided to hide behind the tree, but you can probably tell Clumsy Ninja isn't very good at hiding, and that's because he's a clumsy ninja. You have to help him become a better ninja by playing with him and doing different exercises. So let's do the first exercise, which is the punchback. Now, Clumsy Ninja can actually see because we're raycasting out of his eyes in real time. So when Barkley picks up the punchback here, the ninja will notice it. And he's going to try and play with it as well. Now this is the first time he actually sees the punchback, so you can tell he's not very good at it yet, but Clumsy Ninja can learn. The more we play with him, the better he becomes at punching the punchback. Let's try something else out, something that he's seen before, which is the ninja trampoline. So the ninja trampoline we've already played with the ninja, and you can tell that he's quite a bit more confident on this already. He's already jumping quite high, and even throwing some special shapes. Actually, he's probably getting a bit ahead of himself, so let's bring him back to safety. There you go. This completes our first training session with Clumsy Ninja. He's based on many years of research at Natural Motion and Oxford University, and is using technology that not long ago would have required a supercomputer, now running in the palm of your hand on the new iPod Touch. We think that is truly remarkable. Clumsy Ninja is looking forward to playing with you this holiday season. Thank you.
Fantastic game. That's Torsten Ryle again from Natural Motion Games. So with all this performance, would we sacrifice battery life? And of course the answer is no. So we have up to 40 hours of music playback with the new Touch. And we've actually increased the video playback. We now have up to 8 hours of video playback. So the Apple A5 chip, taking the performance to the next level for iPod Touch. So the camera. iPod Touch customers love to shoot video and take pictures with their cameras. But we're going to make a significant upgrade to the camera system, the iPod Touch. For the first time, we're building an iSight camera into the Touch. It's a 5 megapixel iSight camera. And as you can see from the features, it is every bit the latest technology for sensors and lenses. And for the first time, building autofocus and flash into the iPod Touch. And just like the iPhone 5, we're using a sapphire crystal lens cover to keep your pictures looking clear and sharp. And the pictures we take with this iPod Touch are very clear and sharp. I want to give you an example. These are actually shot with an iPod Touch. So see just the level of detail. Amazing skin tones, and the colors just pop. Look how beautiful the sky looks. And significantly improved auto exposure for darkness and better outdoor as well as inside in low light. And we've given it the really easy to use panorama feature, which allows you to take just breathtaking panoramas really easily just by sweeping your iPod Touch. And for the first time, you can download iPhoto from the App Store and do the photo editing right there on the iPod Touch. And as Scott showed you, there's never been an easier way to share your pictures than with shared photo streams. So with all this capability, the iSight camera alone rivals point-and-shoot cameras, but the ability to edit on the device, share on the device, panorama, we think takes things even further. But there's still more. You may have noticed on the back of the iPod Touch, in the bottom corner, there's a little circle. The circle is actually a hidden button. That's part of a feature we call the iPod Touch Loop. And if you push that little button with your finger, it pops out. You can attach the loop. And just like that, you've added a really handy and convenient wrist strap to your iPod Touch. For that added security when you're taking pictures or just walking around town, the iPod Touch Loop. And that's included. and that's included with the new iPod Touch. So in addition to making the still pictures better, we make the HD video recording better as well. It's now 1080p with video image stabilization and face detection. And just like iPhoto, you can download iMovie from the App Store and do your video editing right there on the device. We've improved the front camera as well, FaceTime HD camera, so better FaceTiming, as well as even recording 720p HD video there. And with the better camera, you can take better self-portraits, better profile pictures. So that's the amazing new camera technology of the new iPod Touch. So we've improved the wireless capabilities as well. We've upgraded Bluetooth to 4.0 with low energy capabilities. We have support for 802.11, A, B, G, and dual band N. And we have support now for up to 150 megabits per second max bandwidth. And with the A5 combined with Wi-Fi means we bring AirPlay mirroring for the first time to the iPod Touch, which means you can take your gaming experience from your device to the big screen through Apple TV for the first time with iPod Touch. So improvements to the wireless across the board. And as you probably guessed, this is all powered by iOS 6, the most advanced operating system in the world, with over 200 new features of iOS 6. And for the first time, we're supporting Siri on the new iPod Touch. So the iPod Touch is better now in every way. The 4-inch Retina display, A5 chip, iSight camera and loop, 1080p video recording, better wireless, the Lightning connector, Siri, and iOS 6. But it's still even better than that, because for the first time, iPod Touch now comes in colors. With 5 really beautiful choices, and each one of them comes with its own loop, color coordinated. So that's the new iPod Touch, the heart of our music lineup for the holiday, along with the 7th generation iPod Nano. And we're going to update the colors of the iPod Shuffle to match the 7 new colors of the iPod Nano. So this is our iPod lineup for the holiday. But I want to turn our attention to just something else that's really important to music, and that's speakers. Apple, I don't think a lot of people realize, is one of the biggest providers, if not the biggest providers, of speakers in the entire world. Think about it. Sound is so important to our product, we integrate sound and speakers into just about everything we sell. We have speakers in our MacBooks, our iMacs, our iPhones, our iPads, our iPod Touch, all come with speakers. But we also include speakers in these things, headphones. And to date, we've shipped well over 600 million sets of headphones. So if you're doing the math, that means over 1.2 billion little speakers. And doing a great headphone is hard, because ears are really, really challenging. Everybody's ears are different, but you got to make one size fit all. So that's why we've spent 3 years in designing an entirely new headphone, and we call them EarPods. And from the moment you see them, you'll see that not only are they beautiful, they look unlike any headphone you've ever seen before. And we've even made the controls bigger and easier to use. But we made a video to even give you a better idea as to what it took to create a breakthrough in both comfort and audio quality that the EarPods represent. So I'd love to run the video.
The human ear is so unique. No two are alike. Making one headphone to fit everybody's ears would be like trying to make one pair of shoes to fit everybody's feet. I mean, it's impossible. But that's exactly what we've tried to do with the new EarPods. Everything about their design is focused on delivering incredible sound and comfort. As part of an exhaustive research and development effort, we three-dimensionally scanned hundreds of ears and looked for a commonality. From that, we were able to determine a common volume. This was our starting point for developing a form to fit a broad range of ears. The shape of the ear pod is actually defined by the geometry of your ear. They rest comfortably in your ears, but they don't create a seal the way in-ear headphones do. EarPods are designed to intentionally direct sound right into the ear canal. To optimize the acoustics, we've built in a series of ports, each with its own unique purpose. A port in the back tunes mid-range frequencies and provides a consistent listening experience from one person to the next. To provide rich, powerful bass, we've built ports into the stem that actually work in sympathy with the speaker. By letting air flow in and out of the acoustic chamber, they relieve pressure and allow the speaker to move more freely, producing greater low-frequency sound. Sound is so important to the way that you experience an Apple product. So we wanted to make a headphone that was absolutely the very best it could be.
So the new EarPods, I think music lovers are really going to love these. And of course what we want to do is make these available as soon as possible. So we're going to start shipping these as a standalone accessory so people can start upgrading their music listening experience right away. These will be available starting today. But you might have guessed that we want to include these with a couple of our other products as well. So we'll be including EarPods with the new 5th generation iPod Touch. We'll be including them with the new 7th generation iPod Nano, and of course with the new iPhone 5. All include the new EarPods. So let's review what we did today and go over a lineup for the fall for the holidays. So we have the iPod Shuffle, still 2 gigabytes, starting at only $49, but with 7 new colors. The iPod Nano we're making available in one high-capacity 16 gigabyte model for $149. Again, 7 beautiful colors. We're going to keep the 4th generation iPod Touch in the lineup, but we're going to double its memory, now have 16 gigabytes and iOS 6 with over 200 new features at $199. And you can double your memory from there to 32 gigabytes for $50 more to $249. And the new iPod Touch with its 6mm design, A5 chip, 4-inch Retina display, iSight camera, 5 colors, EarPods, and more for only $50 more than that. So 32 gigabytes for $299. And we're going to make the new Nano and the new Touch available next month in October. And that is our lineup for the fall. We hope you love it as much as we love it because it's the best iPods we've ever done. And we do have one more color for each of these as well. There are red ones. And these are our product red models that we make available in our Apple retail and our Apple online store. And we give a portion of the profits of these products to fight AIDS in Africa. And to date, Apple has contributed over $50 million to this important cause. So hopefully you'll buy one of these as well. So that's our iPod lineup. I'd like to turn the show back over to Tim.
Thank you. So that's iPod and iTunes. They are a great duo. We are very excited about all of the products we've launched today. Let's review. A whole new lineup of the world's most popular music players with an entirely new iPod Touch and a reinvented iPod Nano. A completely new iTunes with a redesigned music player, seamless integration with iCloud, and a stunning new look. An iPhone 5, the thinnest, lightest, and best iPhone we have ever shipped. Powered by iOS 6, the world's most advanced mobile operating system, now with 200 new features for you to discover and explore. Now, when you look at each of these, they are incredible industry-leading innovations by themselves. But what sets them apart and what places Apple way out in front of the competition is how they work so well together. Only Apple could create such amazing software, hardware, and services and bring them all together into such a powerful yet integrated solution. Apple has never been stronger. And that's because of the dedication and creativity of our employees throughout the world that they bring to their jobs every single day. They are doing the best work of their lives. Work that has real significance because delivering revolutionary products make a real difference in people's lives.